Welcome back friends. In this video we'll talk about estimating statistics of expression result, or we want to know the statistics of the result of any expression. Now we'll talk about catalog information, selection size estimation, join size estimation for other operation, and estimation of number of distinct values. Okay. Objective. Now the main objective is to estimate the statistics of the result, okay, size or cost of any expression. And from the statistics of the result, we can estimate the cost of evaluation of any expression. Now suppose one query is there. Now there may be several execution plan. So execution plan 1, execution plan 2, execution plan, n number of execution plan may be there. Now select the execution plan with the lowest estimated cost. So we have to calculate the cost. We have to estimate the cost of each execution plan, and we have to select the minimum cost execution plan to execute the query. Are you getting this one? So to execute a query, there may be several execution plan. So execution plan number 1, 2, 3. So we have to, first of all, we have to estimate the cost of this particular execution plan and pick up the execution plan with the lowest cost. Now how to do this one? So the basic is what? Suppose one table is there, one relation is there. From that particular relation, we store statistics of the relation or statistics of the table and store it into the database system catalog. So here we store statistics, for example, size of the table, okay, how many rows are there, total number of attributes present, how many attributes are there, size, total number, size of the attribute, total size of the attribute, total how much it is, how much size, or what should be the byte of this particular each record, and total distinct value, etc. Total distinct value present in each attribute, and etc. And all this information are stored in this particular system catalog, and query optimizer uses such information for evaluation purpose. So query optimizer use the statistics of the particular table and identify the identify the cost of each execution plan and pick up the best execution plan. Are you getting this one? So first is what? Catalog information. Now catalog information. Store the following statistical information about database relations. So we will see one by one. So this is what our one table is there, where the name of the relation is R, and two attributes are there, roll number and name. So roll number 1, 2, 9 is there, and name Lata, Rafi, Kishore, Asa, Mukesh, Hemant, Manna, Rijit and Neha. Now few statistical information we store for each and every table. So in R is nothing but the relation. In R is the number of records in a table R. Okay, so how many records are there? So here 9 records are there. So that's why in R is equal to 9. Okay, BR is what? Number of blocks containing R. So how many blocks are there? So we can see where 3 blocks are there. So BR should be 3. LR is the size of the record of relation R in byte. So what is the size? So LR is what? Here LR is 8 bytes. 8 bytes means what? It is 2 bytes plus 6 bytes. So roll number is, for example, it is 2 byte, and name say it is 6 bytes. So total say it is 8 bytes. Okay. Next is the FR. FR is the number of records that fit into one block. Okay. So here FR is each and every block contains 3 records. Maximum it can contain 3 records. So that's why FR is equal to 3. So if we know NR and FR, definitely we recalculate the BR. So what is BR? BR is nothing but NR by FR. So what is BR? NR by FR. What is NR? NR is the number of records, and FR is the number of records that fit into one block. So how many blocks are there? So NR by 3, so it is 3. Okay. Now fifth statistics is what? Number of distinct values of attribute I of relation R. Suppose one attribute is their roll number. So how many distinct attributes are there? So for roll number, and from the student table, so total distinct is what? 9 distinct values are there, 1 to 9. Similarly, if name is there, so how many distinct names are there? Definitely here 9 distinct names are there. So using VIR, okay, we calculate the number of distinct values. So here it is nothing but the attribute value, and this is nothing but the name of the table. Similarly, if a table R is there and the I is the say attribute name. So here B is there. So VIR, I is the attribute name, R is the table name. So VIR should be 2 because only two distinct attributes are there, A and B. So that's why it is 2. Next we store further the B plus tree and the histogram. So here suppose B plus tree index is there. So this is the index for the roll number. So hash key is what? It is search key is what? Roll number. So if it is the roll number is the key, so here this is nothing but our B plus tree. So we store information of the B plus tree also. So we store height of the tree as well as the number of leaf nodes present in this particular tree. So that is stored in age. So age, the height of the B plus tree index and the number of leaf pages in that index. Okay, so you store height of the tree as well as the number of leaf pages are there. Next, database system update all the above statistical information periodically. Say here one table is there. It may be possible new student taken admission. Okay, new student took an admission, say roll number 10 and name of the student say Shankar Mahadevan. Okay, he's a great singer and composer, Shankar Mahadevan. And so definitely we have to update everything. We have to update NR, we have to update the distinct values and so on. Or suppose any one of the student needs to leave this particular college. Suppose Arijit wants to leave this particular college. So definitely once again we have to update this particular information. Okay, so that's why periodically we have to update all this statistical information. NR, BR, IR, FR, okay, age, everything. Got it? So that's why every time we have to update this particular information periodically. Moreover, most databases store the distribution of the values for each distribution as a histogram to store the number of distinct values in each range. Now suppose one table is there, here roll number, name, address and marks are there. Roll number 1 to 6, name Lata, Rafi, Asa, Kishore, Mukesh and Hemant. Addresses say Mumbai, Delhi, okay, Mumbai, Khandwa, Mumbai and Kolkata. Say these are the fictitious addresses and and assume some marks are there, 90, 60, 75, 40, 98 and 72. So definitely suppose we want to calculate the histogram, we have to identify the histogram for the address as well as histogram for marks. So we can see here 4 distinct addresses are there. So Mumbai, how many Mumbai are there? 1, 2 and 3. That's why the frequency is what? 3. How many Delhi is there? One single Delhi is there. So that's why it is one single one. How many Khandwa is there? It is 1. Okay. How many Kolkata is there? It is 1. So this is nothing but our address histogram. Histogram for the address. Now similarly we can identify the histogram for the marks. So 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80 and 80 to 100. Now we can see no one record is there which is in between 0 to 20. 20 to 40 there is single record is there. Say only 40 is there. 20 to 40. 40 to 60 there is only one record is there. 60. 60 to 80 2 records are there. 72 is there and 75 is there. And 80 to 100 there are 2 records, 90 and 98. So here you can 90 and 98 are there. So this is nothing but the histogram of this particular table. Are you getting? So these are what catalog information. Here we store information about the table of NR, BR, LR, FR. Okay, distinct values. Height of the tree indexing is there, as well as we may store the histogram. Okay, already we have seen the catalog information. Now we'll talk about selection size estimation. Okay, so if you want to apply selection condition, then what will be the size of this particular output? Okay, we want to estimate that. Okay, so selection size estimation, the size estimate of the output or result of the selection operation depends on the selection condition. Okay, so condition may be the equal to, it may be the greater than, or it may be the greater than equal to, less than, okay, less than equal to, or some complex combination of the conditions. Okay, so depending on the condition, the output of the selection operation will be different. So we want to estimate this one. Now suppose first condition is what? If attribute is equal to some value. Now equal to is there and R is the table from that particular table, and here we want to apply the selection condition. If we assume uniform distribution, so uniform distribution already you know what is the meaning of uniform distribution. If the frequency of the some distinct values is near about same, okay, near about same. Practically same is very it is not practical. It is, if it is near about same, then we can say it is a uniform distribution. Okay, so this is what histogram of the uniform distribution. Okay, so roll number is uniform distribution because roll number, all the roll number, all the distinct values are single frequency is what, always it is 1. So for the roll number always it is 1, so the frequency is what, like this way. So roll number 1, how many roll number are there? 1. How many roll number are there? 2 are there? Only 1. How many roll number 3 are there? Only 1. In this way we can identify how many n roll number are there. It is also 1. So this is nothing but our uniform distribution. So if we assume uniform distribution, that is each value appears with equal probability, the selection result can be estimated to have NR by VIR records. So already we know what is NR. NR is the number of records present in this particular table. And what is VIR? VIR is what? It is the distinct value, distinct I value, distinct attribute values present in attribute I, where R is the table name. Okay, so we can identify, now we can estimate. Now suppose we can see one example. Say one table is there where we can see a student table is there where 2 attributes are the roll number and branch. So roll number is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and branch BE and ME, Bachelor of Engineering and Master of Engineering. Now you can see how many BE students are there, 1, 2, 3, and how many ME students are there, here also 1, 2, 3. Now what is the, now you can see BE and ME, it is equally probable. Okay, now suppose we want to estimate, select asterisk from student where branch is equal to BE. So we want to estimate the condition. This is what our selection condition, it is here, it is equal to, we have seen here selection condition A is equal to A from R. So it is what, it is equal condition is there. So what is NR? So already you know the formula, NR by VIR. What is NR? NR is equal to what? 6, and V roll number student. So what is the distinct roll numbers are there? That is 6, and distinct branches there, it is 2. Okay, so 2 P and ME. So estimate the number of records if it is a branch. So NR by V branch comma R. So it is what, 6 by 2, it is 3. So how many, if it is the case, how many result will return? So we can estimate it is 3. Okay, and similarly suppose another example is there where the distribution is not equally probable. So mechanical department student information is there, say roll number and gender. So roll number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and gender is what? Male, female, male. So practically we have seen in mechanical department very few female students enrolled. So male and female are not equally probable. Now estimated the number of records should not be the correct. Okay, suppose here you write select asterisk from mechanical department student where gender is equal to male. So that estimated will not be correct because here the distribution is not equally probable, or it is not uniform. So we can see here, so this is nothing but the histogram of this particular gender branch. Okay, so branch here B and ME, so 3 information are there, so it is equally probable. But if you see the histogram of this particular gender, so male 5 students are there, female only single student is there, so it is not equally probable, it is skewed. So the not equally probable, the distribution is skewed, but here it is equally probable and the distribution is uniform. Okay, so if the distribution is uniform, easily we can use this particular formula to estimate the result. Okay, next is what if the attribute is less than V value. Okay, from the tuple R. Now example is of select asterisk from student where marks less than 39. So if it is the case, marks less than 39 or greater than 90 or greater than equal to 90, marks less than 50 or less than 50, less than equal to 50, marks less than 80. Now we want to estimate how many record it will return. Okay, now before that we need some more statistical information. Say one table is there where minimum marks is what, 40. We can see minimum marks is 40 and maximum marks is 90. Maximum marks is 90. So this is nothing but our range. So if any value is less than 40, it will be the 0, nothing is there. Any value more than 90, definitely the number of records is 0. Now if any value is in between 40 to 90, we have to use this particular formula. The formula is what? Number of records. Okay, so number of value is what? It is NR, and value minus minimum by maximum value minus minimum value. Are you getting this one? So here suppose we can see select asterisk from student where marks less than 39. So we can see minimum marks is 40. So definitely marks less than 39 is the number of records will be what? It will be 0. Similarly, marks greater than 90. So maximum marks is 90 and greater than 90. So definitely records should be what? How many records should be there? 0. Similarly, if the marks is less than 50. So how to get this one? So here we have to use the formula. So number of value, it is 5. Okay, records 5, number of records 5 into value. Value is what? 50 minus the minimum value. So minimum value by maximum value minus minimum value here. So here maximum value minus minimum value. So 50 minus 40 by 50. So the answer is what? 1. So less than 50, how many records are there? So only one record is there, that is 50. Or marks less than 80, how many records are there? So total record 5 into 80. This is nothing but the value 80 minus minimum value by maximum value minus minimum value. So if you calculate this, answer is 4. So less than 80, how many records are there? You can see here less than 80. Say 1, 2, 3 records are there. So actual answer is 4, and but actually it is 3 is there. That means what? Nearly we can estimate the number of records, not exactly. Okay. Now we can see this is the histogram of this particular record. So here in between 20 to 40 there is one record is there, 40. 40 to 60 no record is there. Okay, that's why here frequency is 0. In between 60 to 80, how many records are there? 2 records are there. 60 to 80, say 62 is there and 75 is there. So here you can see 62 and you can say 75 is there. So that's why in between 60 to 80 2 records are there, and in between 80 to 100 there are 2 records, say 82 and the 90. Okay, and in between 20 to 40 one single record is there. So total 5 records are there. So 1 2 3 4 5 records are there. Now we can use the histogram also. Now suppose we can to say, so marks less than 39. So marks less than 39, that means what? Somewhere here. So we can say it is 1. So it is very near to the 0. Actual answer is what? It is 0, very near to the 0. And what is the marks less than 50? So 50 is what? It is somewhere here. So 50 less than 50 means what? Definitely there is only one record may be there. Marks less than 80. So near about, so 2 plus 1, 3 records must be there. Okay. Marks greater than 60. So greater than 60, near about 1 plus, so 2 plus 2, 4 records are there. So from this particular histogram, definitely we can estimate the number of records of this particular selection if you use the less than or less than equal to or greater than equal to operation. Next is what? Complex conjunction. Okay, complex conjunction means what? Series of thetas are there, theta 1, theta 2 to theta n from the table R. Let's say this is what, for example, this is what anyone is a theta 1. Okay, now let SI is the estimate of the size of the selection condition theta I. Suppose here the selection estimation is what? SI. And if it is SI, if SI is the number of records, it will return if we use the condition theta I. Okay, suppose we use the condition theta I, then it will return SI number of records. So we can calculate the probability of that particular record. So probability of record, say for example record I, we can identify how many records it will return from the attribute I, ith attribute. Okay, ith condition. So probability of record I is what? SI by NI. So what is SI? SI is the estimate of the size of the selection condition. Means we can estimate that how many record it will return, and NI is the total number of records. So the probability is what? It is SI by NI. Okay. So this probability is called selectivity of the record. Are you getting this one? Now this is for the single condition. This is for the single condition. So how many conditions are there? N number of conditions are there. So the estimation of the n number of records, it is NR into SI, S1 by NR. We have to use this particular formula for the first condition, into for theta 2 S2 by NR, for third S3 by NR, and for n number of nth condition Sn by NR. So this is what? NR into S1 into S2 to Sn by NR to the power n, because n different conditions are there. and we assume that the conditions are independent. That's why we can multiply the probability. Okay, so from that we can estimate how many record it will return if you use this particular conjunction. Now we can see one simple example. Suppose one table is there, so student table here, roll number, let name is R, so small value, small only single character. So roll number, branch and gender, roll number 1 2 3 4 5 6, branch BE and ME, and gender male female. So how many BE students are there? So here 1 2 3 BE students are there. How many ME students are there? 2 ME students are there. How many BSc students are there? Only single BSc student is there. And how many male students are there? 4 male students are there. 1 2 3 4. And how many female students are there? It is 2. Okay, so 2 female students are there, and we can calculate the probability. So just we have seen here. So in to calculate the probability, we may use this particular formula, SI by NR. Okay, so NR is what? Total number of records. Okay, now see the selectivity of the select. We can see, write down the selectivity of the record. Say B, for B it is 3 by 6. So 3 by total number of record, it is C. So it is 3 by 6. Probability of ME is 2 by 6. 2 by 6. Probability of BSc, it is 1 by 6. Probability of male 4 by 6. Probability of female 2 by 6. So suppose a condition is a select asterisk from student where branch is equal to B and gender is equal to female. So here AND operation is there. So we want to estimate how many students may be present here. So selection branch is equal to B, and we can say gender is equal to male. So the formula is very simple. So we have just seen here. So we have seen the formula. The formula is what? Here we have seen. So NR into S1 by NR into S2 by NR. So here you can see NR is what? Total number of records, it is 6. Okay. So if it is B is what? 3 by 6, and if it is female, or if it is male, so if it is a male, it is what? 4 by 6. So B and male, so it may be the male. Okay. So 6 into 3 by 6 into 4 by 6, it is 2. So we can estimate 2 students where branch is equal to B and gender is equal to male. Similarly, if branch is equal to AB and gender is equal to female, we can estimate number of students. Okay, so here it is what? 2 by 3. It is, we can assume, we may take the upper limit or the lower limit. We may use the ceiling value or the floor value to get the value. Okay, so in this way you can estimate if conjunction is there. Now if disjunction is there, we can see here. If this disjunction is there, we can use what? Condition 1 or condition 2 or condition N. So N number of conditions are there. Now the estimation of the number of records, it is NR into 1 minus S1 by NR into 1 minus S2 by NR into 1 minus Sn by NR. Let select asterisk from student where branch is equal to BE and gender is equal to female. Here all we have used OR condition. So in that case, NR, the condition is very simple formula. NR is what? 6. What is S1 by NR? S1 by NR is what? B, it is 3. So 3 by 6. Okay. So S1 by NR is equal to what? 3 by 6. And what about the SF by NR? Okay. So this is what our S2, SF. This is what our BE. So SF by NR. So it is what? 2 by 6. So we can write 1. We use NR 6 formula. 1 minus 3 by 6 into 1 minus 2 by 6. So if you solve this particular formula, the answer is 4. So that means what? The number of records will be 4. We can estimate number of records will be 4. Now if negation is there, so if negation is there, that means selection condition negate theta r. So negation condition is what? NR, total number of records, minus estimate the number of records present in theta condition. So NR minus, so if you apply theta condition, how many records it will return. So we can write like this: select asterisk from student where branch not equal to B. So branch not equal to B. So 6 minus, we can estimate by using this particular formula we have seen. So the first condition where selection equal to is there. So 6 minus 6 by 3, NR is equal to 6, and distinct value is what? So if it is a branch, so 3 distinct values are there. We have seen here, say BE, ME and BSc. So 3 distinct values are there. That's why it is 3. So we can write, we can estimate it is 4. Answer is 4. Are you going to getting this one? So nr minus estimate the 6. If it is 6, nr is what, 6, and if it is if branch is equal to b, so it will return 2. So that we can estimate the answer. If branch not equal to b, it will be 4. Okay, already we discussed about catalog information and selection size estimation. Now we'll talk about join size estimation. Okay, now join size estimation. How to estimate the size of the result of a join operation or requirement of a space or intermediate space. So the main objective is to, if we want to join, apply join condition, okay, join in between R and S, how much space it is required. We want to calculate the statistics, how many records it will return. So various conditions are there. We'll see one by one. Now before that, we can see two tables are there, R and S. So here nr is equal to n. Suppose let n number of records are there, and here 6 number of records are there. And if you want to apply the join, if you want to merge these two tables R and S, so definitely what is joining two tables means what? First apply Cartesian product, Cartesian, okay, Cartesian in between R and S. After that we have to use the selection condition. So if you want to apply Cartesian product, so what will happen? It is that the size will be what? It is nr into ns. So nr is what? N into 6, it is 54, and this is nothing but our attribute. So if common attributes are there, then the size will be different. If the common attributes are not there, then size will be different. So we will see one by one. Let if R intersection S is 5, that means no attribute in common. Let here only two attributes are there, A and B, and here C and D are there. So A and B attribute and C and D attribute, so it is not common. So if you apply A and B intersection C and D, so definitely it will what? It will return 5. So if it is the case, now the size of the natural join is what? Size of the R into S. Okay, R cross S. So R cross S means what? What will be the size of this particular table? So nr into ns. Nr is what? Size of the table of R table, and ns is what? Size of the table in the ns table, S table. So total size will be what? 54, and what will be the total number of attribute? So total number of attribute to what? It will be A, B, and C, D. Okay. Now, if R intersection is key of R or S, that is a record of S or R will join with at most one record from R or S. Okay, just see one simple example. It's a very, you can see here. Suppose two tables are there, R table and S table. Here we can see here roll number names are there, roll number marks are there. Roll number 1, 2, 3, 4, Rafi, Asa, Lata, Kishore. And here S table is there, roll number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and marks are there, 90, 75, 80, and so on. Now suppose we want to merge these two tables. So R join S. So definitely here what will be the output? This will be the output. So if this will be the output, R join S. So roll number 1, 2, 3, 4. This is R, and R intersection is key of R. So key is what? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have used key for R. So the number of records no greater than number of records of S. So what will be the number of records? So number of records will be based on the size of the S. So we have taken the maximum size of the table. So if you compare this two table, and here the R intersection is what? Key of R. So if it will generate key of R, so this is R roll number is there. So you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is nothing but what? Key of R. So what we can estimate, number of records is no greater than a number of record S. So here which is where the non-key is there. So here it is non-key is there. So in this particular part here, two records are not there, 5 and 6. So definitely we have to take the bigger table. So the bigger table over this one. So we can estimate that for this particular join, the total estimate should be what? We have to take the maximum always. Now if it is the case, R and S, roll number 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and here S is 1, 2, 3, 4. That intersection is what? Key of S. Okay, so key of S is what? Say roll number here. So if it is a key, and say it is a foreign key, so if it is a key of S, so that means what? The size if you apply the intersection join approach, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is nothing but the key of this particular. Okay, so and remaining informations are there, B, Amy, Hemant, Kishore, Manna, and here number of records no greater than the number of records of R. So number of records of R means what? So in the resultant table, we have used the key of this. So the estimates will be this one, the bigger one. In this case, the key values are same as R table. So we have to estimate the bigger table, that is the S. Okay, so for this join, estimated value will be the size of the S, and for this particular join, estimated value will be the size of R, and that we decide based on the key. Next, now join operation when R intersection S is a key of neither R nor S. Now we can see one example. Say three tables are there. Say R, S, and T. Say student table, teacher table, and subject table. Now you can see two tables are there. So here two attributes are the roll number and subject ID. 1, 2, 3, 4. Subject ID S1, S2, S3, S4. Here teacher ID is a primary key. Teacher ID T1, T2, T3, and subject ID S1, S2, S3. Here subject ID is what? It is subject ID S1, S2, S3, S4, and subject names are there: physics, chemistry, biology, and mathematics. Now suppose we want to merge R and S. We want to merge R and S using the foreign key SID. So SID is what? Foreign key of the primary key. This is what? Primary key. Here primary key is what? Teacher ID is a primary key, roll number is a primary key. But here we want to join R and S, and that is what? Based on the SID, subject ID. So if it is based on subject ID, now we want to estimate the join size. Now you can see one by one. Suppose we want to join R and S, the output will be what? Output, this is the output. So roll number 1, so T1, S1, S1, it will join S2, S2, and we can join, if it is a S3, then we can join. Okay, so we can join S3 also if it is S3. So roll number 3. Okay, so if it is S3, we can write like this way. So this is what roll number 3. S3 is there, here it is S3, and it is T3, and so size will be what? It is size is 3. Are you getting this one? So what is the inner number of records? 4. Number of distinct values what? S1, S2, S3, S4, 4. Number of records, it is 3. Number of distincts is what? It is 3. And here R intersection S. So R intersection S, if you intersect the attribute, then we can get the common attribute. It is what? It is SID, which is a primary key of the other attribute. So we can see when R intersection is a key for neither R nor S. This SID is a key, neither key of R, neither key of S. So it is a key of R, T. Now we want to estimate this one. Now we estimate that tuple T1, which is belong to this particular R, produces NS by V, A, comma S tuples in R for this particular join. So T1 record produces from R produces NS. NS is what? Number of records by a distinct attribute present in this particular A attribute. Okay, here A is what? It is nothing but the subject ID. So here A is what? It is subject ID. So, and for 1, this is for single record. For estimate that triple, single tuple. This is a single tuple. Now for all tuple Ti, it will estimate what? Inner for 1, it will generate this amount for all. So it means what? Inner number of, so the formula will be what? Inner into NS by V into S. So this is for single. For inner number, inner into this particular part, that's this one. Similarly, what we estimate that for single tuple, T2 belongs to S, produces inner by VAR tuple. So inner is what? This one by VAR tuple. VAR is what? Distinct attribute SID, subject ID from the tuple R. So we can see here, this is also subject ID from the tuple S. Okay, and here is what? It is from R. For all T2 belongs to S, we estimate NR into NS by VAR. Okay, and the final estimation is what? Minimum. We have to take minimum of these two. Okay, so NR into NS by VA, comma S, or NR into NS by VA, comma R. Are you getting this one? So example, so for all T1 we estimate NR into NS by V, SID and S. So NR into NS, NR is what? 4, NS is what? 3. V, SID, comma S, SID, comma S, what is 3, it is 4. So we can estimate 4. And for all T2 belongs to S, we estimate what? NR into NS by V, SID, comma R. So NR is 4, NS is 3, and V, SID, comma R, it is 4. And the answer is what? 3. And final estimate is what? You have to take the minimum. So the final estimation is what? You have to take the minimum. So the final estimate is what? 3. Are you getting this one? So that means what you can see here, you can see 3 records are there here. Okay, so this is what formula for that. So if for all t1 belongs to R, the answer is 4. For all t2 belongs to S, belongs to this S, the answer is 3. We have to take the minimum value 3, and we have seen that if you merge these two tables, the answer is what? Only 3 records are there. The answer is 3. Okay, so before merging that one, we can estimate how many records it will generate. So it will generate 3 records by applying this particular concept. Okay, so we have completed catalog information, selection size estimation, join size estimation. Now we'll talk about size estimation for other operations, various operations. Okay, now size estimation for other operations. So first of all, you take the projection. The projection is what? Already you know. The estimated size of the projection of the attribute A, for what that is for pi AR is VAR. So pi AR means what? We want to, from the table R, we need the attribute A, information of attribute A. So VAR is what? The distinct value of A attribute. For A attribute, how many distinct values are there in A attribute from the table R? Okay, just we have seen. Now this is one table is there, R is there, where the attribute name is color. So pi color R, the output will be what? It will be red, clean, blue. That means what? It will eliminate the redundant data. So what will be the V color? Okay, V color R. The answer is what? 3, because distinct 3 records are there. That is the estimation of this particular projection operation. Okay, so for projection operation, we use this particular to apply this particular formula. We just identify how many distinct values are there, because projection operation return the distinct values, you do not return the repeated value. Next is what? Aggregation. So the size of A, calligraphic G, FR, this is what we use. This particular symbol for aggregation is nothing but, here also we can use the distinct values for this particular attribute A, since there is one record in AGFR for each distinct value of A. Okay, we just see one simple example. So this is one, our table is the name of the table is AR. Here 2 attributes are there, roll number and marks. So 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3. These are the marks. Now suppose we want to apply this particular formula, roll number, and we need average marks of each roll number from the table result. So this is what our say result from the table result. So if the output is what? We have to take the average of each roll number. So roll number 1, so the average of 90 and 60 is what? It is 75. Average of 2 and 3, it is 85, and average of single record is there 3, it is 70. Okay, so we want to estimate the number of records of this particular expression. So definitely we have to take the distinct values. So we can see here how many distinct roll numbers are there. So distinct roll number from the table result. Okay, so it is 3 here. So that will be our output. So the distinct value of A is what? Roll number. So here distinct value of, so what will be the estimation value? Estimated value is what? It is 3. Next is what? The set operation. So the estimated size of R union S is the sum of the size of R and S. The estimated size of R intersection S is the minimum of the size of R and S. Now the estimated size of R minus S is the same size of R. All the cases we use upper bound, upper cases, upper bound. Okay, so we just see example 1. Okay, now here example is there, say 2 tables are there, A and B. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So no common values is there. And suppose we want to apply A union B, output will be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, that is from A, and 5, 6, 7, 8, that is from B. Okay. Similarly, so what will be the A union B size? So you have to add these two. So here it is NA is what? NA is what? 4. What is the NB? It is also 4. So 4 plus 4, it is 8. So what will be the size of this particular? How many records are there? So 8 records are there. So we can write like this way. So N, okay, A union B is nothing but 8. So now we can take two. Now we can take another A B at tables A and B. A 1 2 3 4, B 3 4 5 6. So 1 and so 3 and 4, it is what? Common. So both the 3 and 4 are present in both the table. Okay. So what will be the A union B? So here also we use the So we can see here, so if it is a union, so we can see here, if it is a union, you use sum of the size of R and S. That means what? It is what? NR, okay, plus NS. If it is a size of R intersection, minimum size of the NR. That means here in that case we use minimum of NR and NS. And if it is if R minus S, so in that case we use the size NR. And if it is S minus R, we have to use N in S. Are you getting this one? So if R union S, it is NR plus NS. If it is R intersection S, we have to take the minimum of that. So NR and NS. If it is R minus S, we have to take NR. And if it is S minus R, we have to take NS. So we have seen here. So here we apply the union operation. So we have to use NA plus NB. So it is 8. Here also NA plus NB. So NA plus NB, it is 8. But actually how many records are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So actually 6 is there, but we estimate it is 8. So definitely we use upper bound every time, we have just seen. And in this case 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, both are same. So output will be what? It is 1, 2, 3, 4. But we estimate is what? A union B is what? It is 8. Okay. So N union B, it is what? It is 8. 8 means what? Actual size is what? 4, but we estimate it is 8. So here also we use the upper bound. Similarly, if intersection is there, we have to take the minimum. So what is the intersection and A intersection B? It is null. So we have to take the minimum. It is 4. That means what? We take the upper bound. A intersection B, minimum is what? 3 and 4. So intersection output is 3 and 4. But size of NA and B, it is 4, 4. So we have to take the minimum one. Okay. So 4, we have to take the upper bound. Similarly, A intersection B. So the size is 1, 2, 3, 4. Minimum, we have to take minimum of these two, 4, 4. So answer is 4. Here it is exact estimation is there. So 4, 4, 4. But in here it is 0. Number of records 0, nil. Here number of records 2. Here number of records 4. So anyhow, number of records should not be the more than 4. Here anyhow, no record should be, the size should not be the more than 8. So that's why every time we take the upper bound. Are you getting this one? Similarly, A minus B. So if we apply A minus B here, so here we remove the common attributes, okay, but no common attributes there, same as this one. So for A minus B, the size is what? Same as the size of A, we have seen. So it is this one 4. A minus B, it is what? 1 minus 1 by 1 and 2. So only 2 records are there which are common, 3 and 4. So eliminate 3 and 4 from this particular table A. So we have to take the size of A, it is 4. Here also the upper bound. And here if we apply A minus B, so both are same. So that means what? Null. So definitely in this case also we have to take the size of A, which is also 4. Here also the upper bound. Next, outer join. Now the estimated size of the outer different joins. Okay, so left outer join, right outer join, and full outer join. So if it is a left outer join, R and S, is the size of the R natural join S plus size of the R. So because here you use left outer join. Now in this case, if it is the case, so if it is a right outer join, is the size of the R natural join S plus size of the S. So because we have to take all the records from S, here in that case we have to take all the records of R. And if it is full outer join, so it is the size of R natural join S, okay, plus size of the S plus size of the R. So we can see the result. One example, say R and S, two tables are there where roll number and marks 1 are there. Here in roll number and marks 2 are there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 90, 60, 70, 80, and 1, 2, 5, 6, 42, 32, 62, and 93. Now if you use the left outer join, so all the records of the left table must be there, 1, 2, 3, 4. And here in this particular left table, information of the for roll number 3 and 4, marks 2 is not there. That's why for roll number 3 and 4, here in marks 2 we put the null value. So if it is a left outer join, we have seen that the formula is what? The size of the R natural join is. So if you apply the natural join here, R natural join is, the output will be what? 1 and 2. Just common attribute, take the common attribute. Here size is what? In R is what? It is 2. So size is what? 2. So what will be the size of this particular? It is the size of the natural join plus size of the R. So size of natural join, it is 2, just we have seen, plus size of the R. So what is the size of R? It is 4 records are there. That's what is 4. So the answer is what? It is 6. and definitely it is also upper bound. The actually it will take less than equal to this number. Similarly, for if it is a right outer join, we have to take the size of the R natural join S, which is 2, plus size of the S. Size of the S is also 4. So the answer is what? 4 plus 2, it is also 6. Similarly, if it is a full outer join, so it is what? Size of the R natural join S, which is 2. Size of the S and size of the R. Size of the S is what? It is 4. Size of the S is what? It is 4. So S 4, R 4. So 2 plus 4 plus 4, it is 10. Here also it is also maximum value. Okay, so in this way you can estimate the number of records. So all the values present in the upper bound of the estimation. Okay, so we have calculated catalog information, selection size estimation, join size estimation, and size estimation for other operation. Finally, we will talk about estimation of number of distinct value. Okay, now estimation of number of distinct values. Now we use for selection as well as for join. So first one is for selection. Now the number of distinct values of an attribute A in the result of a selection is V A comma this one. So this is what it will return the number of records if we use the condition theta, and we want to identify the number of distinct value present in this particular attribute A from this particular intermediate result. Are you getting this one? So already we know V I comma T means what? I comma R means what? We want to know distinct value of attribute I from the table R. Now here distinct value present after applying the selection condition. So it will return one table, it will return one intermediate table. From that table we want to identify the distinct values. That is our actual objective. So this is what our table is there, roll number, name and branch. And here suppose we want to apply select asterisk from student. So table name says student, where branch is equal to PE. Okay, so branch is, we want to know attribute, here it is what branch, and here it will return, first it will return how many B are there, 1 2 and 3. So it will return this particular record. So 190 BE, similarly 375 BE and 483 BE. Now we want to identify the distinct branch. So definitely here all are branch same B, because we have already select only this B. So if it is the case, definitely answer is 1. Number of distinct values is definitely it is a single value must be there, because we have select only the B. So one number B, all are B. So how many distinct branches are there? Single branches is there. So answer is 1. Similarly, if you write like this way, so branch selection branch is equal to B or branch is equal to AME. So 2 records it will return. So definitely answer will be 2. It is obvious. It is a natural. Now, if it is the case, select the asterisk from student where roll number greater than 2. So roll number is there and roll number greater than 2. So it will return. So roll number greater than 2 means what? It will return only this particular part of this particular table. Okay. So 3 records are there. So here we use V roll number comma student. So distinct value from this particular student. Okay. And with the roll number, for the roll number into S. S is nothing but a selectivity factor. Okay. So we want to identify the distinct roll number present after that selection condition. So here S is a selectivity factor, where if S is equal to 50 means what? We have to start searching from 50% of the original table. Okay, similarly we select a value V which is just middle of the record, that is S% of the remaining. Now suppose if we put S is equal to 80.8, that means what? We have to start from the 20% of the table. So if it is at 0.2, that means what? Already we have 80% we have left. Already we have completed, only 20% left. We have to search only the 20% of the record. So if you write 0.2, so here it is 0.8 means what? We have to search remaining 80% of the record. So the answer is what? So it will return what? Five roll numbers are there, 1 2 3 4, but we have to search remaining 80%. So number of record will be what? It is 4. Next, join is there. Now for join, the number of distinct values of an attribute or a set of attribute A in the result of join VA. Now that means what? We need to know the distinct value present in attribute A after applying the join can be estimated in this way. So we can see here, say we have a two tables R and S. So roll number name 1 2 3 4 Rafi Asa Kishore Lata, and subject ID roll number 1 2 5 6 and S1 S2 S1 S3. These are the marks. Now suppose we want to apply the equijoin in between R and S. So definitely 1 2, the common attributes are what? 1 and 2. Okay, so 1 Rafi 1 S1 90, 2 Asa 2 S2 60. So 2 Asa 2 S2 60. And if you apply the natural join, so definitely we have to eliminate the common attribute, we have to eliminate the roll number. So the answer is what? This one, say roll number, name, subject ID and marks. So 1 Rafi S1 90, 2 Asa S2 60. Now we just see the calculation. So if we apply the join, how many distinct value may present? Now if all the attributes in A are from R, if all the attributes in A are from R, if all the attributes are from R, okay, if all the attributes are from R, so here we want to know the attributes, we want to know distinct value of A which is belongs to the R attribute, R table. For all the attribute of A are from R table, that we want to calculate. So this is what we have to take, this one. So minimum of V A comma R comma in number of after merging. So V A comma R. So here roll number, how many roll? So what will be the V A comma R? V A comma R. So if it is a roll number, so answer is what? 4. 4 distinct roll numbers are there. Are you getting this one? So the if it is a roll number, see this roll number is what? It's a primary key of this particular table R, and I'll assume this roll number is a foreign key of this particular which is a primary key of this particular table R. So this roll number is what? Now this roll number is a primary key of this particular R table. So we have to take the minimum of R, roll number from R, and number of record present in this particular after applying the natural join. So here how many records are there? 2 records are there. So in R natural join is what? It is 2. 2 records are there, 1 and 2. So B roll number R is what? It is 4. 4 records are there, and 2. This the answer is what? This it is 2. Just we have seen. So we have to take the minimum. The minimum is what? It is 2. Okay. Next is what? If all the attributes in A are from S. Suppose subject ID. Subject ID is what? It is from the S. So we want to know how many distinct attributes are there, distinct subject ID are there in after join. So this subject ID is from S table we have seen here. So we have to take the minimum of this V A comma S. Because why S? Because it is from S. Why R? Because the attribute is from R. So V SID subject ID, because subject ID is from what? It is from the S table. So we want to know how many distinct subject ID there after joining. So minimum of VSIDs, how many distinct attributes are there? So S1, S2, S3. So answer is what? Answer is 3. Okay. So here S1, S2, S3. So how many distinct are there? So that means what? V subject ID from S. It is 3. Okay. So subject ID from S. So how many subjects ID there? So it is 3. Should be 3. And how many and after how many records are there in this particular join? So 2 records are there. You have to take the minimum. So 3 comma 2, the minimum is what? 2. T is the answer. So how many distinct records are there? Subject 2 records are there, S1 and S2. And here how many distinct roll numbers are there after joining? It is 1 and 2. 2 records are there. But if A contains attribute A1 from R and A2 from S, then what will be the estimation? Suppose A is nothing but a from both roll number and subject ID. So from both roll number and subject ID, it is what? A. So if A contains attribute A1, so this is what our A1 from R, roll number is from R, and A2, which is nothing but subject ID is A2, which is from S, then how many distinct combinations, how many A are there? A is nothing but a combination of this from this particular after joining is estimated as using this particular formula. It's a very simple formula. You just see minimum of V A1 comma R. What is A1 here? Roll number into V A2 minus A1. Let V2 A2 means what? A2 is nothing but our subject ID, and what is A1? Roll number. If some common attributes are, common thing is there, say, but here no common thing is there, so it will be what? It will be nothing but our A2. A2 minus A1 is what? Nothing but A2. Here A1 comma A1 minus A2, A1 minus A2, but nothing is there, no common thing is there. That means what? A1 into A into V A2 comma S. A2 is what? From S, A2 comma S. So already you know how to calculate V A2 comma S, comma in number of records present in this particular after joining. So one single comma is there here. So we have to take this, we have to calculate this one and this one. You just see here. So here V roll number comma subject ID, this is nothing but A comma R natural join is. So minimum A, what is A1? It is roll number comma R. Okay, so how many roll numbers are there? 4 are there. So it is what? 4 into V A2 comma A1. So subject ID minus roll number. So subject ID minus roll number, but nothing common is there. So that means that will be the subject ID. Are you getting this one? Say A minus B, A C 1, 2, 3, and B say 4 comma 5. So this is A and this is 5. So what would the A minus B? A minus B is what? Same as A. So that is nothing but 1, 2, 3, because nothing is common. So we have to, nothing we have to eliminate. So here roll number R, subject ID is over. Now here next is what? V A1 minus A2. So roll number minus subject ID. So definitely it will be directly roll number. Okay, and because no common thing is there, and into V subject ID comma S. So here roll number is what? Distinct roll number is what? It is you can say 4, and distinct subject ID it is what? It is 3. And how many records present in this particular join? It is what? 2 records are there. We have seen only 2 records are there. So 4 into 3, 4 of this, 3 means this one, 4 for this particular, and 3 for this one, and A for 2. So 12 comma 12 comma 2. So minimum is what? 2. So how many distinct roll number subject ID combination is there? So 1 S1, 2 S2. So 2 are there. So that's why the answer is what? It is 2. So in this way we can estimate the output of the various operations, and that is the end of this particular video. Thank you very much.